Welcome to another Milepost of the V-Twin Life. We talk motorcycles powered by those V-Twins, why we enjoy it, what they mean to us, and just why we enjoy the open road. V-Twin Life is brought to you by crshclothing.com, also known as Crash Inc. on the World Wide Web. Man, Brad has sold a lot of stuff. You want to get some merchandise, you want to get parts, you want to upgrade stuff on your bike. He is a dealer for a lot of great companies, so check out crshclothing.com and see what they got for you. Now, we got Wild Ass. You want to add some comfort to your ass? Man, Wild Ass has got you covered. They've got something you like. Use that promo code DWoods. Get yourself free shipping and put that ass in comfort. Can't forget Custom Dynamics, leading the world in LED lighting and LED technology. Man, these got some great stuff. You want to light up your life at nighttime? You want to be seen during the day? Hey, check out Custom Dynamics. Can't forget Lexan. These guys got some great comm units. I just got the new G16s. Man, you want to talk quality? These things are awesome. Loudspeakers, plus they got some air pumps, small ones you keep in your bike. They're ready to go. So check out Lexan. So now, let's get to another milepost of the V-Twin Life. What is going on, everybody? And welcome to the Monsters Over Mountains recap. What we think about, well, you know, stories of the ride, how it was, what everybody thought, and the good times that we had. So, hey, welcome, everybody. We got Tony, who, there he is. He's unmuted. We got Laugh and Valerie. So, hey, guys, thanks for coming to hang out.
What's up, everybody?
Hey.
So, whoa. Sorry, I hit the wrong button. There we go. So we'll start with Valerie. So, you know, what's kind of your, what'd you think?
Oh my God, I loved it. I'm really impressed with all of you guys and being so welcoming to a newcomer. It was a lot of fun, for sure.
It was. What'd you think, Laugh?
It was pretty awesome. You know, you hear the background of everyone that's coming, and you know that these guys are elite riders, and you're just, you know, you're excited to ride with them, and you never know how you're going to fit in. And I had, you know, I would consider myself a fairly decent rider, and it was cool from the get-go. From the moment we left the gas station, we all pulled into the lines, that you would have not guessed that we hadn't ridden together before. And I think that was probably one of the most impressive things that I felt. It's just from mile 0.00 to mile 1600, we pieced together and we just functioned as a unit. And that was pretty impressive to get to do that with so many elite people.
What about you, Tony?
Laugh summed it up the best.
Yeah.
I mean, we just fell in line and rode like we had been doing this forever. It was just second nature to us. It was a ton of fun. From the ferry ride, you know, cracking jokes and just shooting the shit while we wait to get over, and then taking off on Highway 20. It was all around just a blast. Till about mile 650 or so for me.
Yeah. We can get into that here in a few.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to say for mine, too. I don't know how far we were into my little incident, but yeah.
Oh, we can, you know, we'll cover that too. Now, so for, you know, we kind of call, you know, the Hoka style, you know, the sleeping under the stars. Now, was that all new to all three of you, or have you ever kind of done the hobo camping?
New to me.
I never slept in a Walmart. Oh.
Oh, go ahead.
Never slept in a Walmart.
Yeah.
Never slept in a Walmart parking lot before. I've got a few parks under my belt, but I now, my parents always talk about staying in the motorhome in Walmarts as they travel across the country. So I got to one up them and tell them I slept on an air mattress in the parking lot.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So true.
Once we got to the right Walmart.
Yeah, that's a good story too.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah, the one time that whole trip, because that highway I'd never been down, I want to say that was 95 in Idaho, and we were getting close, and so I decided to use Google Maps for the first time that whole weekend, and all of a sudden it says, you know, hey, take a right turn on this road. I'm thinking, it's straight, but okay, you know, I'll listen to Google. And so we did like a mile and a half down the dirt road. Now you can see combines had driven down. I almost dumped my bike probably 3 times because it was that road was horrible. And then we finally get back to the paved road. It's like around the corner. And here's a sign: "Welcome to Idaho." As we pull into the Pullman, Moscow Walmart, not the one in Pullman. And then, of course, we had, you know, one of Moscow's finest quickly pulls in behind us. But no, he was cool too. He couldn't figure out why there's a whole bunch of motorcycles pulling in, you know, going through town and pulling into Walmart at about 2 a.m.
Is there anywhere better to sleep?
Yeah, with your bike, it's always a good time.
I heard exactly. You guys. Did you guys hit gravel road? Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Tony, you were there too?
No, I wasn't there. I heard about it.
Oh.
I was at the after party.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think awesome. You guys were behind us, and it was myself and Bradley because I lost Denver. I lost you guys when we were on our way there when my lid opened, and Bradley was behind me, and he rolled up next to me, and he waved at my bag, and that's why I lost you guys. And but by the time we got to Moscow, Denver, you guys weren't there yet. There was Frank was there, I think Michael, and I was like, wow, how did we beat everybody else? They were way ahead of us, and we just assumed you guys took a different route. But now I know the story. I did not know that's what happened. That's actually
it definitely wasn't a planned route. That's for sure.
Well, it took myself and Bradley 45 minutes to find a gas station to be able to pull a receipt. We went to 2 gas stations. Receipt. Both times the receipts weren't working. Of course, the gas stations were closed, so the pumps were working, but there was no one attending the gas station. We ended up going to the Taco Bell around the corner from where everybody slept, and they weren't going to serve us because we were on bikes. And I pretty much had to beg them. I said, "You guys don't understand. It's 2:00 in the morning. Let us buy 1 burrito each." And the manager came out and she allowed us just so we can get that receipt to prove that I got the 1,000 miles. And I love Bradley for being such a sport and sticking with me through that because he really didn't need to. I mean, how many times has that guy done, iron butts? So that was nothing for him. But he was with me all the way until we laid our heads down. It was great.
And I've always found that with anybody in the long distance community that I've met so far, they're super selfless when it comes to it. They'll just follow you around and they don't really worry about their own personal achievement.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I didn't pull a receipt for the 1,000-mile. I just did the bun burner. I wasn't worried about nesting the saddle around the bun burner, so I didn't get the 1,000-mile receipt. I just kept going and got at the very end.
What do you mean nesting?
When you do, so say you're doing a bun burner, you can, what they call you nest the ride. You can also, when you submit everything, you can get your bun burner and a saddle sore. You can do them both in one. If you got the receipt in time for your 1,000 miles in 24, you can get a certificate for both of them. You can get the saddle sore, and then you can also get the bun burner.
Oh, well, I wish you were with me. Bradley wasn't sure, and he said, you got to get it just to be sure. But had we known that, we would have had an additional 45 minutes of sleep.
Yeah, it was short sleep.
Yes, but it felt great waking up, and it felt great looking at the stars. It was beautiful. It was fun. I was giggling all the way to sleep. I was having so much fun.
So, did you guys enjoy, a lot of people seem to, the Friday night, I don't know what you want to call it, social hour? Everybody hanging out and getting to know everybody beforehand.
I definitely did. I got to know a lot about Valerie and laugh. Hanging out with Richard and Michael, just sharing stories, gear comparisons, and all of that stuff. That was, and then of course, the barbecue is an added bonus. All around, yeah, absolutely. That makes the experience even better.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed checking out the bikes and meeting your wife. And yeah, I wish I would have been able to stay the night. Unfortunately, I was at a hotel. But and I know speaking, for Sandra, that she was grateful and she had a great time sleeping there. But I wish I would have stayed the night there with you guys.
What did you think, Laugh?
Yeah, the opportunity to pick brains and hear stories one-on-one and actually be able to ask questions about their stories or what made them choose that type of gear. Again, it's just invaluable opportunities. And then of course you're creating the bond and, that time was pretty awesome. And then, the burgers were outstanding. They were fresh. They were hot. And the dessert, I don't remember what it was called, but
Fruit pizza?
those little, dessert pizza. Oh, we don't talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one needs to know about that. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Best kept secret.
Yeah, and then the little egg rolls, those little dessert egg rolls.
Oh, I forgot. Those were so freaking good. Yeah, Seth's girlfriend had made those, Livia.
Those were outstanding. And it was kind of cool because, that meal is really important, especially for someone like me that likes to eat a lot. That was kind of our last meal until we got to bar hop on Sunday afternoon, other than a couple of snacks here and there. So, being able to eat, 3/4 of a pound of beef myself that night and all the rest of that powered me through the next, 34 hours. So it was fantastic. Appreciate you setting all that up.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, then we got Frankie Mountains joining us from the road here. How's it going, Frank?
Oh, nice.
I don't think we can hear
Quite
him.
in a great signal yet, kind of in and out.
All right. So Saturday morning we took off. I know the plan was Port Townsend, but the ferry, there was something going. Now I can't remember why we didn't go that way. Oh, the ferry was full. That's right. So yeah, we went to Kingston.
Oh yeah.
Kingston, Edmonds, and so then we mobbed up I-5 till we hit. I prefer to take Cook Road. It just seems to be a lot easier than going through Burlington. That can be a pain in the butt. So you just take fucking Cook Road, drops you into Cedro, and got a straight shot, easy, nice ride up to. See, first stop we were in Diablo. That's where Val had the little incident when we were leaving that one. I think it was a little.
No, it was right before.
Just a little mishap.
Yeah. I survived it. It was fun. Took some air. It landed the bike, and the guys looked more shook up than I did. Laugh, were you there? Were you behind me?
I was first one to you.
Oh,
I was right behind you until you decided to make your maneuver, and then I ended up in front of you. I was the first one that got to you, and it was impressive. You handled that like you'd been through a couple of rock cliffs before on dirt bikes. It was pretty outstanding. So I'll commend you on your skill level.
thank you. I think it was from watching, just hours of videos and using that front and rear brake at the same time and not panicking. I remember thinking just as I left the road and I headed to the rocks in the dirt. I remember thinking, don't panic, and that's what I told myself. And I had a rough time because I was sliding all over the place in the this. I don't know if it was sand. What was that? Was that?
No, that was boulders. There was no sand. Those were big rocks.
Oh, believe me, I felt the rocks, but before I hit all those rocks, I just felt like I was just sliding on sand. It was probably just loose dirt, but it felt like forever. It felt like forever to get to that stop. I think a couple of the boulders helped me.
Yeah. Who knew a ST could turn into an adventure bike?
Yeah, I
So
remember.
Did that happen pulling out of the parking lot from the viewpoint?
No, it happened. We were going around the corner and like Laugh was saying how everyone just seemed to be, I think that's when I felt I got a little too cocky because I really enjoyed how everybody was riding and watching their skills. and I had Sandra in front of me, and she's just as great as you guys are. And I just came in a little too hot, and I didn't want to rear end her, so I just took my eyes to the dirt, and that's where I went. And I also knew that I didn't want to low side the bike and wipe out anybody behind me. I just can't believe how many tourists and how many cars were there. But yeah, that's pretty much what happened. It was like, well, just hopefully you stick it.
I finally got a signal, so I missed all of that because I was up ahead of you guys, ready to take your picture, wondering where y'all were.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cassandra and I pulled over and waiting. It's like, what the hell happened? Waiting for people. So then I went back, and then that's what I'd heard about. I'm like, oh crap.
Yeah. I think we rolled past you guys who gave a thumbs up, and then you ended up back in front of us. And off we went. I think it was Michael who's asking me, do you need a break? And I was smiling because I was just like, I felt embarrassed. And I was like, as long as the bike is okay. And I was so happy that the bike was okay. And I was like, no, let's go. No, let's roll. I felt bad. I held up the group right as we, pretty much got started, but everybody was great.
No, that's what it is. I mean, we're all there to support everybody, and we're just, having fun and, getting to do what we enjoy doing, and, doing it for the reasons. And no, it was a good, I mean, I had a lot of fun. And plus, like, for me, once we got up by Omax, see that whole stretch up there, like Sherman Pass, I'd never ridden in that section of 20 yet. So fun part is even, I had some of that area that I was getting to see for the first time too. And Sherman Pass was fun. I would actually love to run this route again.
We took Sherman Pass. Why? There's a detour or something that we took?
No, that was the one up by Republic and whatnot that was 45 mile an hour, 10-degree grade.
That 10-degree grade was cool. 38 degree north or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. That was my first time there.
Oh, yeah, mine too.
We avoided Lolo Pass for that one, right?
No, yeah, that was the chip and seal.
Yeah, we skipped Lolo, and that's when we took the highway down 95.
That was bypassing a fire.
Yeah, Sherman Pass was.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was a Hope Fire.
Yeah. Hey, but I did Lolo Pass yesterday in our honor, and it was freaking awesome. I'm sorry we all missed it, but it was amazing yesterday.
Yeah, it sounds like you called earlier. You ran into one car.
I hope you all get an opportunity someday I hope someday you get an opportunity to ride Lolo Pass with nobody ever in front of you. I passed one pickup truck on the whole pass.
Wow, that's unreal.
I can never get that
yesterday there, Laugh. Now you did your ride yesterday. Of course, I got the lovely picture in my driveway again this year.
Yeah, I did the M79 ride yesterday. That was good. The weather wasn't near as warm as we had on your Monsters Over Mountains ride. We wore jackets all day. We got wet from the rain and the fog. So we were all prepared for hot weather, and thank God I always bring my gear with me. That way we had a chance to at least stay warm. So it was like 60 degrees all day. But it was good. We got doing the PNW Grand Tour. So I knocked out 3 checkpoints. So I got the covered bridge down there in Woodland. And then we hit Forks. And then we hit Seebeck. And then again, we got nailed by the Port Townsend ferry not running. So we shot to Kingston, and as we were getting our tickets to get on, they were loading the boat. So they just snuck us on as the last 2 vehicles to get on. So So overall, it was fantastic. Like 716 miles. So it was good.
Wow.
Nice.
Nice job.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So now let's get into the fun part here with Tony. So we got, through Washington coming into Idaho, and then we had a little. Tony had a little mishap, and then we all kind of had to do some thinking and try to see if we keep things going. But I'll let you get into that story because it is interesting.
Yeah, definitely. So, as Valerie said, we were spirited riders. We were taking corners, like we're supposed to. And I came around a curve, and it just felt like my bearings were walking on me on the back end, and the bike just started wobbling. And of course, I slowed down and started heading to the shoulder. And right as I start cruising over, the back tire, you could see the air coming right out of it. I had a blowout, probably 1.5 inch gash in the tire. And so I pulled it off to the shoulder, lost the bead on it, and Frank, Mike, and MacGyver swung in, and we performed surgery on a tire on the side of the road.
Later to be named MacGyver.
Yeah, he earned the road name because of all the surgery that he performed on that tire to get it to hold air. It took 3.5 hours and I want to say about 25 plugs before 2 of them held.
Extremely well.
And super glue and rubber cement and anything else that we could find to throw at it to try to seal it up.
Some ether to seat the bead.
And I found out that you can jack your bike up with a boulder off the side of the highway to reset the bead when you need to.
Wow, I did not know you guys did that. Wow.
And
it was
whatever can of ether that he used wasn't flammable enough to actually do the explosion that he needed. So we had to figure out how to get the bead on without that. But he did. I mean, MacGyver to the rescue.
Who's MacGyver? Michael?
Steven.
Steve Weber.
Steve Weber
Oh.
will now be known as MacGyver.
And what's funny is you guys were all going to go, and I knew you had something to do. And Tony and I are friends from the Rattlesnake Kennewick Hog chapter. So it's like, you go ahead, and I'll wait with Tony. And Steve's like, yeah, are you sure? We'll wait. And it's like, no, go ahead. We got this covered. And had he not come back, Tony and I might still be on the side of that road. So glad that he and Michael came back.
Yeah, me too. Because his 9-gallon tank came in handy running back and forth to Walmart and the gas station to buy plugs and everything else that we needed to try to patch this up.
Wow.
So it took you guys almost 3.5 hours to finally get that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it took every bit of that.
Damn.
And then Tony, you rode home with that?
So, funny story about that has never been told to anybody, was, except for Frank. Frank has heard this now. So, we plug it up. It takes 2 of the big stop-and-go plugs, which the little tar snakes are great, but when your tire has 1.5 inch gash, tar snakes aren't going to fill anything in. And so, thank God that Frank had the stop-and-go plugs. They were about a 3/8 inch round, and so they fill a lot of space. So we put that in, and then we put Fix-A-Flat, rubber cement, super glue on it, and they tell me you got to drive around Walmart for 3 miles. So I'm just doing laps around Walmart for what seemed like an eternity, getting laughed at because I'm not leaving first gear. We take off. I drop the bike off in Spokane, Frank and Mike and MacGyver all formationed around me so that if anything happened, they would have me covered. And
Spokane was 65 miles away.
so rode there. When I got to Spokane, the price of a tire install. So Rattlesnake Mountain does free tire installs. So I have never had to pay for labor to get a tire put on. And I thank God for that, because when I got to Spokane, I about had a heart attack for what they charged to put a rear tire on. And I left my bike in Spokane, went to the after party, and then went back Monday to pick it up. And when I got to the parking lot, it held air the entire time it was parked there, which was absolutely impressive to me that I didn't need to add any air to the tire at all. It held its inflation through that. And I got the price of the tire install, and I called Rattlesnake Mountain and asked if they had a tire in stock, and they told me they did. And so I left Spokane on the same tire that I had a blowout on and rode it 160 miles to Tri-City.
Oh my God.
To get
Oh
the
my
tire
God.
installed.
Oh my God. Your poor mother. Oh,
My guardian angel worked overtime.
oh my God.
Damn.
The guys at Rattlesnake were quite surprised.
That's insane.
I'm sure they love you when they took that tire off.
I can only imagine the things I was called. I deserved every bit of that, because I know everything that we stuffed in that tire they had to deal with. So that was an adventure.
Yeah.
But like Valerie said, when I had the blowout, everybody handled it perfectly. There was no, it never felt like anybody got too close. Everybody just kind of switched and let me go where I needed to go, and then carried on. And that just speaks to the professionalism of the whole pack.
Yeah, and like I said, you handled it well. Like I said, all I thought was a death wobble, and I was like, "Oh God, he's slowing down for that." And I was like, I had no idea it was a blown tire, but once I saw you pull over, like I said, I just raced to go catch, I guess, MacGyver, and Denver, and God, who else? Richard, I think it was. I don't know. Actually, I don't remember, but yeah, thank God you're okay. But I still can't believe to hear how you got that bike. Another 160 miles. That's insane. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And you guys had when you were working on the bike, here's what myself and Sandra and Bradley, I think we were all asking, is like, did they have sun cover? Did you guys have any kind of, when you were just right there trying to work on the tire with the boulder and the bike lift up on a boulder, did you have any sun covering, anything? I think we all thought Frank would. We're all like, hopefully Frank has, because he has everything.
So, funny story about that is anybody that's ridden with the My Monster founder, Riot, gets a lecture on the importance of an umbrella for just such an occasion. When you're out there and there's no cover and you have InstaShade.
Yeah.
And since I met him last year, I have always ridden with an umbrella on my bike, and that was the one time I forgot my umbrella and I needed it.
I intentionally left mine so I have room for other stuff. So yeah, I won't need it. No big deal.
Oh my God.
Famous last words.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, but at least
Like
you
I said,
remembered your sleeping bag this year, Frank.
Exactly. Yeah. Came in handy. At least Steve and Michael, when they came back, they brought us bottles of Gatorade, which was very welcome. Because we were there, it was almost an hour before they actually came back, wasn't it? 45 minutes at least.
Yeah, it was a while.
Because a couple people stopped. One guy was trying to help us, and then when he saw Steve there, he ended up leaving. But people were.
Well, yeah, he kept trying to make us watch a YouTube video, and Steve just wants to get to action and get it done. And so he wasn't interested in watching the YouTube video. He wanted to just start working on it and get us back down the road as fast as possible. And then we had a couple guys tell us there was a tire shop probably 3 miles away if we could get it there. And funny story about that was I thought I had roadside assistance through my insurance company and tried to call to get a tow truck, and they informed me at the time that I did not have roadside assistance. So I called my wife, and through our conversation, she sends me a screenshot of our insurance card that says I do have roadside assistance up to 10 miles. The tire shop was about 2 miles up the road. Had they have dispatched the tow truck out to me, I probably could have got my tire repaired and kept going, but
Oh God. That sucks.
it
Trials
is what
and
it is.
tribulations.
Yeah.
It's all
I
an
will say that
experience.
Michael and
Go ahead,
Steve and I
Frank.
got to ride the Lolo, or not Lolo Pass, but the Spiral Highway at midnight, which is something I recommend everybody should not try. But if you're gutsy and want an adventure in your life, that's something cool to do on a full moon.
Why is
The
that?
Spiral Highway, where's that at?
Lewiston,
Going down into Lewiston.
yeah. Switchback after switchback after switchback after switchback and so on. So
Sounds like I'm
just
going to
put
add
a-
that to my bucket list.
I just put a video today, or a little reel of me and another guy doing it yesterday. So you can watch that reel and you'll see what I'm talking about. So, but yeah, that was fun. We decided, since we were late, we weren't going to meet you guys on time anyway. Actually, we were going to be really early to meet you guys in wherever that Walmart was. So we decided, well, what do we do to kill a couple hours? Because there's no way we'd catch up to you. And it seemed kind of pointless to ride to, like, I don't know, somewhere in between and, try to catch up with you and then turn around and ride back with you. So we just thought, that would be fun. So it was.
Yeah. Then it was cool to see Tony at the end. I was going to call you and see if there's just some crazy chance you were going to drive over, and I'm like, if you're probably dealing with stuff. And when we finished seeing you downtown taking pictures when we're all pulling in, it was pretty fucking cool.
It was.
You can thank my oldest daughter for that one, because I was just irritated with the whole situation, not getting to finish the ride with you guys, and felt guilty because I ended 3 other people's ride through my tire mishap, and so they didn't get to finish a saddle sore or a bun burner. So I was going through it, just beating myself up about it. And my daughter asked, "Are you still gonna go?" And I was like, yeah, I thought about it, and I'm like, yeah, I better. That would suck to miss that after the experience. The barbecue on Friday, where just hanging out with everybody, and then I wanted to see people like Bradley, who were going to be heading home, and Richard, who was riding back to Oklahoma. I didn't want him to take off without getting to say see you later, and hope to see you again down the road somewhere.
Yeah, it was cool.
Well, yeah, that sucks. Sandra and I missed the final stop there with you guys, but I couldn't stay another night. If I went over there, I'd have to crash at your place there, Denver, and but I had family responsibilities, unfortunately.
No, I mean, and I totally get that. I mean, it's understandable you guys are going, your direction. You still finished up your miles, still got your, still got it in, which is cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Marysville.
congrats on the certificate.
No, thank you.
Yeah, your first one, wasn't it?
Yeah, actually, and I don't know if Denver or Frank really knows this, but when I met them in Spokane in March, I was more excited about the Hoka Hay and learning how to, do these long rides. And I did not realize that it was a bun burner. I had no idea. I was like, I don't know. Everyone kept asking, I'm just going to go on a long ride. I didn't know that it was an iron butt thing until I think the Wednesday before we left.
Well, cool. And it's a certificate that only a handful of people actually have.
Yeah.
It's not just
Yeah.
an iron butt certificate. It's got the Monsters Over Mountains logo.
Yeah,
that's
that's one that
That's an
nobody
awesome
else can
certificate
ever
for
get.
us. Yeah.
Yeah. So what'd you think about day 2, Laugh?
Day 2 was good. After pulling 1,000 miles and then sleeping for 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and just getting to cut across the rest of the deserts in the lower part of Washington to Yakima. Just again, just got up the next morning and everyone locked in again and just kept riding. And it was fun. Just, changing positions in the group, Some, if you rode in the back for a while, you'd ride in the front, just, you're always getting different feels of where to go. And then, Chinook Pass was fantastic. And then of course, we got to, after hitting Viola the night before, which was our gravel road in the backside of Pullman, getting to hit another gravel road was good. This one was a lot more compact, and it was
True.
a lot less sliding involved. So, but it was good. It was just
And it was daylight.
that path. It was daylight, yeah, and it was daylight. It was just, that pass is so beautiful, and it's just, after hitting all those other awesome passes, just getting to finish out with that pass is always great. I will say that 104 was not my favorite part of the ride on the way home, considering the traffic line was 18 miles long and we were doing like 35. So that was brutal, just mentally brutal to ride that far and then spend 3 hours to drive 2 hours and just mentally have to be like, okay, I had to be patient. Because we just been, on the eastern side of the mountains where there's no traffic, and then come back to all that. That's patience is not always my specialty, and I had to work through that a lot. So,
Is 104
but
that road on Hood Canal?
yeah,
Okay.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we hit that on Friday heading over
Yeah.
when I rode with Frank and Sandra. And
No,
yeah,
no, that was at the
absolutely.
bridge, Tony. We're talking about the other side of the canal.
Oh,
Over
then
by, what's the name of that dam? We passed the
No.
dam there.
Hood Canal Bridge, that's 104 when you're coming across to 101 from Hood Canal Bridge. That section, that's Highway 104.
Yeah.
I haven't ridden that one
Is that
yet.
what you were talking about, Laugh?
Well, yeah,
On Friday or
on Sunday, coming up 101 to 104, that area.
On the west side
Yeah.
of Hood Canal, then.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that traffic was brutal. And Steve, it was pretty funny because I think he had enough, and he just pulled out into the side and just shot past all these cars on the right hand lane and got up to that.
Shortcut,
yeah, and he got to the camper that was holding up all these miles of cars and forced them off the road into a parking lot, and then so that all these cars could go by. So I'm pretty thankful for him doing that. That was my thought, but I was trying to be patient and polite.
Or like that, the pickup truck, we were going up Chinook Pass. I got around him, then all of a sudden the guy became a complete dick.
Yeah, I think we had Sandra and I got ran off the road with a pickup truck. You guys had pretty much had spun off, and we had a guy who ran me to the opposite shoulder. And I looked back and I was scared for Sandra because I didn't think he was going to let her pass. He was just an aggressive guy in a white pickup.
Was that after we split on Sunday?
No, that was on that was Saturday morning, and that was something I never experienced, like somebody be that crazy. What state were we at? Well, we were still in Washington. That was
Saturday morning was when we took off, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was I just can't believe that other drivers would do that. And there was no one else on the road. He just didn't like, you guys all passed him. Even people from the rear passed. I think it was, I don't know. No, Frank had passed me too. And I just can't believe that people would be that aggressive with motorcyclists. It was very, very scary.
Can be.
Yeah.
So,
And,
okay, one other question for, well, I guess, yeah, Frank was there too. What did you guys think of bar hop at the ending, you know, finishing down on the waterfront?
It was a cool place.
Yeah, it was
I'm
awesome.
jealous.
I think we should have gone to the spit though. Should have finished rode the spit and then gone to bar hop.
That would have been cool.
Yeah. I was honestly surprised at how I didn't honestly think that run to put it together could be done in 36 hours. I was absolutely amazed we did it in 34.
Yeah, with a pack that size, it's really hard to coordinate gas stops and stuff like that and stay on pace. So it was definitely handled very well, and it showed through the time frame that you guys accomplished.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
floored.
that was a good push. And you know, the fact that we showed up 2 hours early.
It was good lead in
pretty-
Denver, but you know, everybody just kind of kept going, and speed limits were not afraid to be broken. So
Yeah, I mean, we did like
that's
10
part of the
over.
key, too. Yeah,
I don't know
Really?
what you
I
guys
never
are
I
talking
never went
about.
over 60.
yeah.
I rode the speed limit the whole time. I was super
Is
safe.
that what you're saying? Yeah.
No, but it was fun,
It's
you know.
funny,
The cool thing is, oh, go ahead, Frank.
I was just gonna say I took a picture of Bradley, edited it, and texted it to him at 100 miles an hour. But you know, I think allegedly. we were trying to catch up. I actually thought Steve was still behind. It was one of the times when I stopped to take your guys' picture before we got to like Othello, and I honestly thought Steve was behind, so I pulled off. I was like waiting for Steve. Where is he? Where is he? And then Bradley came back and it's like, what's going on? I said, where did Steve go? And he said, Steve's in front of me. It's like, oh shoot. Okay. So now we were trying to catch up with the rest of the group, and we hit triple digits, and I'm right up next to him, and I take his picture, and then I texted it to him. It's like, you might want a picture of yourself at 100 miles an hour. So anyway, allegedly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Speaking of
I should not
legends,
incriminate myself.
right? Speaking of legends and hearing stories, you know, Denver has been telling me stories about Mr. Mountains and his photography skills for years. And, you know, it's one of those things you just take with a grain of salt. And you're like, yeah, okay, he gets some good pictures. That's awesome. No, Mr. Mountains, you are an acrobat.
For sure.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I still look at the pictures and I'm like, I saw him take that picture. I saw the position he was in. So not only do I see this amazing picture of myself, I can see Mr. Mountains in the background with his upper body hanging off his bike and his his right leg balancing him as we're taking this corner. And it's like he's floating. It's incredible. So
It's crazy.
yeah, one of the most amazing riders. So doesn't surprise me that you're able to do that at 100 miles an hour and then you know, text it to him. So yeah, incredible.
Yeah, like, dude, going down the road and I see a notification on my phone. Frankie just uploaded a reel. I'm like, dude, we're going down the highway and Frank's putting together reels while we're riding. It's like, holy crap.
And doesn't even leave his track. He's perfectly right in the corners and everything. Never moves.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, it's crazy.
knock on wood. Knock on wood. So,
Yeah.
Right.
I don't condone that to anybody else. I do what I do. I ride my ride. So, you know,
Right.
yeah, just take that with a grain of salt.
Yep.
Yeah, I tried to do what you do the other day and take a sunset photo because it was just perfect. And I'm cruising down I-90. Shout out to Rockform. You wouldn't tell that this phone took a ride down the freeway at 90 miles an hour.
Yeah, mine too.
Because the wind caught it and just ripped it out. And I was worried,
Oh, wow.
you know, like you said, your phone sent a notification to your wife in the morning when it fell off your bike that you were in a crash. And I was worried about that. So I'm running down the interstate trying to get to my phone, hoping that my wife doesn't get a phone call that I was in an accident. And the phone was perfect. I thought I was going to pick up just a shattered mess to take to insurance, and you can't even tell that it fell.
Yeah, mine too.
Yeah, so definitely recommend the phone case.
Rock form.
I also recommend having
Absolutely.
a spare phone just for that purpose.
Oh, you mean like Hopper and Go Home Ken?
Yeah.
Two different ones with two different providers they take with
See,
them.
Yeah, they're smarter than me. They have two providers. Mine are both the same provider. So my wife scolded me yesterday because she couldn't get a hold of me on either one. So.
But no, you know, the cool part of Monsters Over Mountains is like this is, you know, the friendship, you know, new people, you know, Frank and I had met Valerie at the Spokane show, but, you know, Sandra came over, you know, because Lee Kibbe stayed at her house doing the Bunk of Biker when he came down and he came here. So he, you know, told her about the run and, you know,
He invited me for dinner over at her house, and she graciously, you know, included me as part of the family for that dinner. So yeah, we had a fun conversation there.
Yeah, and then, you know, getting to know Anthony and, you know, and Sandra and new people. Plus, you know, a lot of the guys didn't know each other. You know, you had Bradley here. I mean, didn't know Richard, which crazy rides all the way up from Oklahoma to come ride this, which was just, I was floored. It's super cool. But, you know, the friendship and, you know, the bond that we all got to make. And, you know, it was a lot of fun. It was truly a fun ride.
Hey, Denver, you and I have been around Mile Monsters for a while. Tony, you have too for a little bit, but I've got to say hats off to some of these newcomers that are just blowing us out of the water with these rides. I don't even know the name of the guy. His introductory text or Facebook post last week was, "Hi, I just want to introduce myself," and he's doing a 1,000 miles a day for 4 or 5 days. Did you see that?
I didn't see that one.
Yeah.
No, I didn't either.
And then Richard's another one where, you know, he talked to me and a couple other people at the taco run in Medicine Park in April, looking for a fundraiser for the Hoka Hey. And of course, you know, I was with probably Bradley and maybe Taco. And we were talking to him, of course, about our favorite charity. And look at him. I mean, he's in full bore with Mile Monsters. So some of these new people are just, well, you name the metaphor. They're hitting it out of the park. They're blowing it out of the water. They're doing whatever you want to say, but they're doing a heck of a job just showing some of us older monsters, you know, how to ride motorcycles again. So hats off.
Well,
to
you
guys.
know, and another one is, I mean, is Jason Setzer, since, you know, hooked him up with Riot when they went on the Goats tour. I mean, it's like his life now.
Yeah, exactly. Chase also. Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, Tony, here's one for you. What was your favorite part of the adventure? I know yours was cut short, but
I always like Highway 20. I had never ridden because I live near Wenatchee, so normally I end Highway 20 right after Diablo, and I cut down through Twisp and all that, and then come home. So continuing on Highway 20 like we did, and riding the eastern side of it was great. And I mean, just the twisties and seeing there's no words to explain a pack rolling through in the twisties and just the roar of the bikes that you can't describe it. You just have to experience it.
yeah. What about you, Laugh?
I will go back to Sherman Pass. I've ridden Sherman Pass a couple of times, but never with 10 bikes like that. And it's not unusual to go through Sherman Pass and be dragging floorboards from one curve to the next, and doing that again with the group of people that we rode with this time was it's exhilarating. You know, it's the only hobby that you make a mistake and you die, right? And here we are, just threading the needle around those corners, and the weather was perfect. It wasn't so hot that you were unbearable, but it was warm enough where you just felt comfortable and loose. And we just kind of owned that road, and there wasn't a bunch of traffic on it, so it just allowed us to really free flow. So I have to say that was probably one of my favorite pieces. The other one was going down 95. You try to read the signs, and they're confusing. Thinking that you were on Highway 65 and the speed limit was 95. That might have been cool too. So, yeah, no, it's hard to pick. Each road has something to offer that we took, and taking the opportunity to use what that road offers to have fun and build skills and bring enjoyment. Like that's probably my favorite part about the whole ride, is that we used every road's offerings to its fullest.
Yeah.
Nicely
Okay, Val,
put.
your turn.
Well, that's a great lead off from Laugh, because I would have to say my highlight is learning tips from Laugh and Richard on my working on my cornering and letting go of the fear and looking further into the corners. I have to say that was the highlight, is learning something and practicing it since I've gotten home and realizing what a difference it makes, for sure.
Yeah.
Nice. What about you,
I
Frank?
will talk. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
No.
Okay. Well, I ride a fair amount, and I've been all over Washington State, and you took me on a new road. So that I have to thank you for. So that 38 North, whatever pass that was, thank you, because that was really cool. And it was a nice twisty road. Being able to ride Lolo Pass in the dark with my Denali's, I love going these incredible places in the dark because there's nobody else around. And I can see pretty much everything I want to see. I like doing that, and doing that with Michael and Steve. That was really a blast. We rode down and then back up again, and then just made our way to Pullman, or was it Pullman that we stayed at? The Walmart?
Yeah, the Pullman.
Okay, yeah, okay. I was trying to remember that today when I was telling the guy, but anyway. And then meeting the new group of people, 11 people. I thought, oh no, this isn't going to end well. At first, like we've bitten off way more than we can chew, but you guys not only chewed it, you swallowed it and then crapped it out. So well done. So nice job.
Yeah, it definitely was a good a challenge with that many people. I agree. It's like, think it's like, man, how are we going to do this many people? But no, everybody really jived well together. The whole group. I mean, everybody. It felt like you didn't have to worry about everybody. I mean, everybody was just riding together, and I mean, everything was working. Halfway through the day, you would have thought that we've all been riding together for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I felt safe and secure with you guys. I liked how everyone looked out for Tony. We made that big stop for him, and everyone looked out for him, and I enjoyed the whole ride. I felt very safe and secure with you guys, and I appreciate you guys accommodating my needs for bathroom stops. And same thing for Sandra. We ran into a hotel lobby, banging on the door, begging, "Please let us in." That was fun. I enjoy it. I miss Sandra. I wish she was here to talk with us.
Yeah, it was a good group. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
All right. In closing, man, anybody got anything else they want to add?
I just
Look
want to talk
forward to
about
doing it again
good
next
lighting.
year.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah, having
Next year's number
lighting
5.
is a big key factor. I mean, not just, I guess you can say, the long distance nurse, right? Especially like this, where we are doing, riding into the night, and having adequate lighting is very important.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh, yeah.
Auxiliary lights are huge.
Yeah.
So
definitely
I know on
laugh.
Friday we were anxious to compare your light with Frank's Denali's, who won the Battle of the Sunlight.
We never got to do that because we weren't.
We
We
together
never got
after
to do
dark.
that, but I will say that I rocked Denali's. I got the my auxiliary lights are Denali's. I've got the D14 headlight, and I felt like I was up the road pretty good. But I did get
Oh
to
my
see Frank up ahead of me in the dark, and his auxiliary lights are pretty incredible. My D3s really don't do. I mean, and D3s are amazing, but my D3s compared to his D4s, where I could see at a distance, was I don't even know how to explain it, but it was like following behind daylight when Frank was in front of me.
Yeah, I was trying to compare the D14s to the D7 Pros, and I wasn't sure if the headlight had to be toned down a little bit because it was a headlamp, where the auxiliary could go just full bore. But that's what I was hoping to see, was your headlamps on bright versus my D7 Pros on brights. So
Yeah,
next time,
yeah, we got
we'll
into
get
ride
that.
next to each other. We'll do it. We'll ride next to each other another time at night.
Yeah.
But I think between you and me, I think we could illuminate a whole lot of stuff.
Nobody else needs lamps.
Just keep us out in front.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, that's
Light
what
the way.
Shell
They are
who-
blinding.
Who last the first time or second year? It was Shell.
Shell
and, who
and
else?
Bradley.
Yeah. Okay. No, Bradley was in the back with me when we were going on Highway 2.
Okay.
Maybe it was.
I don't-
What lamps did Brad have?
He had his Denali's.
Okay, so it was Shell and Brad then. Not Bradley, but Brad. That would have been
Brad Columbus.
That would have been year 1. Yeah. That would have
Yeah.
been the first. Wait, no, Shell wasn't there on year 1.
No, she was there year 2,
Yeah.
I think. They all blend together.
Was it Dell? Did Dell have auxiliaries?
No, she wished
Okay.
she did.
Okay.
Because that year we were going up from Kalispell.
Kalispell over to Sandpoint.
Yeah, and that's when it was Bradley and Shell. They kind of were lighting
Bradley
things
and I
up.
were in the back. I know that for a fact. Bradley and I hung out in the back.
Huh.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Capitalizing on being able to see everybody up front. So. And then I kind of went over into the oncoming lane when nobody was coming to shine my custom dynamic, But
Yeah, me too.
I shouldn't say it like that. Custom dynamics are awesome lights. They're just not Denali's.
Yeah, no, when it comes to auxiliary lights, I mean, they do make a great headlight, but at nighttime, the more you can have, the safer you're going to be, the more you can see. I remember the first year we were 5 wide going down 395 with every light everybody had.
Yeah. And we did that on 90 going over to Ritzville too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Laugh's lights,
Yeah.
definitely, I would have to say his lights saved my life and possibly his and everyone else behind me. He was behind me for quite some time, and I just waved him because I couldn't handle anymore. Just like, get in front of me, get in front of me. And just as he did, I got behind him and flipped on those lights, and I saw exactly the moment he saw the 2 deer that were right there in my lane. And I just moved over. I mean, it was definitely were angels and were on my side when that happened. So his lights definitely, saved my life.
Yeah, mine
It
have
was
saved
just
mine a few times.
Maybe one or 2 seconds more in the lane that I was in before I went behind him, because we kind of crossed over and the deer went right between us. I just cannot believe it. I cannot believe. And Sandra and Brad behind me, they didn't see it. They didn't see any of it. But everyone was so grateful for his lights. I'm like, well, you have no idea what you just missed when we came to the gas station. That was unreal.
We could have, when we split those deer, you could have
Yeah.
reached out with your left hand and your right hand
Yep.
and touched the deer. Like we literally went in between them.
Oh, man.
Yep. Mhm.
Oh wow.
So thank God we were.
Yep.
It was cool.
speed,
Cool to be
right?
able to navigate.
Yep.
did
Another
that at
second or
speed?
two. Oh,
You were at highway speed when you did that?
Yeah,
we were
65,
coming. We were
70.
we were coming around a corner. We were coming around a corner when we kind of just crossed over. There was no one on the other lane, so it was. I was trying to handle it as best I could. I couldn't adjust my mirrors like you guys can because mine were they were screwed in. I could not just adjust them.
Hmm.
And I kept using my elbows to block his lights, and something just said, just wave him now. I think 2 more seconds later, and I would have been gone.
Yeah, at dusk yesterday on Lolo, I had my brights on because, like I said, nobody in front at all. We had the
Mhm.
road to ourselves, and it was, the witching hour, and there were a buck and a doe right there at the side of the road, which I saw them. I slowed down, got the guy behind me slowing down, and we slowed down just enough, and then the deer decided to dart in front of us. At that point, we were going 15, 20 miles an hour, so it was an easy stop. Yeah, had we
Wow.
not seen him, boom. Lighting.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely, that's the lesson I learned.
And
And
hey,
then, the other cool fact is everybody was on wild asses on this ride. And I wish I would have got a picture of all the bikes with all the fucking wild asses.
Oh, yeah.
That's true. I didn't think about that. Yeah. Some first time users of wild ass too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Loved it.
use code writing for kids or D Woods or
Yeah, like that little banner. Think getting a wild ass? Use that promo code DWoods. Get yourself free shipping.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, definitely a must if you're going to do long distance riding. I would not recommend doing it without it. It's about
Mhm.
500 miles. You start hating your life without it. I can do 800-900 miles now before I even start getting a little wiggly in the seat.
yeah, I won't ride without it. I know Amy's the same way, and they're great. I think that's why you see so many people that do, pound the miles, why everybody swears by them, and ride on one, you'll find out why. Or if if you just sit on one when you do a podcast, these things are great. Wow,
Hell
sitting
yeah.
on mine. I'm sitting on mine doing the podcast.
yeah, shameless plug.
I just pulled in the garage a while ago, so. But I was gonna say, hey, anybody who had a sticker on the winding road for 99 miles sign at Lolo Pass needs to go back up there because it looks like they put a brand new sign up. So
Oh,
all of our stickers from Monsters Over Mountains a couple years ago are not there anymore.
Except
Even
Hopper.
Hopstick is gone. It's gone. Rocky's is there because Rocky just came over the other day. But
I was going to say we got to get there before Hopper because, he's always going to take the prime real estate.
Rocky's got that upper left corner.
Oh, nice.
I don't know how he did it. It had to be a tall sticker stick, but anyway. Frankie Mountains is there now, but
there you go.
yeah, not as high. I jumped and I'm not very tall, so.
You see the picture that
Loco was
Misty
there
posted?
too. I didn't.
That Misty posted of Dylan sticking her sticker for her on the South Dakota sign on their way to Sturgis.
No, I didn't.
He was a pole dancer going up there.
Oh, climbing the pole. Somebody
Yeah.
else did that recently too. But Loco's sticker is on the Lolo Pass sign, but anyway. But yeah, anybody who
Gonna have to
had one,
retag it.
yeah, time to go again.
Yeah, I don't know. Might have to do that next week and tell Amy we're gonna go ride Lolo.
On the way, yeah.
Invite me. I want to go, or I'll meet you guys.
Yeah, we leave Friday. We're going to Wallace, Idaho Friday.
Oh,
And then we're going to go to Phillipsburg, Montana Saturday and check out that old town. And we're not sure where we're going Sunday yet. working our way back this way, then be home Monday.
Oh, you guys taking the trailer?
No, we're up taking the bike.
Oh.
Towing the little trailer behind the motorcycle. Yeah, we're taking off for it's our 25-year wedding anniversary trip.
Wow.
Oh, congratulations.
Congratulations. Jeez.
So yeah, it'll be fun. We're looking forward to it.
That's awesome.
She found Phillipsburg on TikTok. Looks like a really cool little town. So old historic town. So we're going to go check it out. So, well, guys, thanks for kind of, sharing some stories and, talking about it. It was a good time and a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. And, thank all you guys for coming and riding.
I had a
Thanks for
blast. Thank you very
organizing.
much.
Glad we finally got to make it. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah. And of course, go ahead and you got a little riding event coming up, Laugh. Why don't you go plug that in there?
Oh, the Refuse to Forget ride for 9/11?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Every year on September 11th, there is a ride. We start out of Burlington, Washington, and we ride up to the Peace Arch Park at the Canadian border. And there are a group of Canadians that ride down, and we ride up. And there's a memorial ceremony for those lost on 9/11, 2001. In the past, we've flown out FDNY and NYPD members that were there for the event, for the actual event in New York. And so they'll come back and tell us stories about things that they did and saw and have experienced on that day and since then. So it's pretty awesome. I don't think we have any coming from New York this year, but next year we will. So yeah. So if anyone's just around for a quick ceremony, we meet up at a local business in Burlington that deals with classic sales. So they got all sorts of cars and history of motorcycles and automotive and tons of Indians, Harleys, Triumphs, cafe racers. So we start there, spend an hour and a half hanging out, and then we ride up. So we're usually done and eating lunch by noon, 1 o'clock ish. So, but it's a good way to remember those that we lost and are continuing to lose through today for all they've done for that day.
Laugh, I told you I'd love to do that event, and I'd love to take pictures for you. However, that is the weekend of our Monster Bash in Brainerd, Minnesota. So I will not make it
right.
this year. Yep.
Well, you can make it up to me and come to the Break in Your Butt ride in May.
You got it.
That's our big ride.
Okay. Is that the one we talked about then? I was
Yeah.
I didn't know you did too. Okay.
Yeah, the Break in Your Butt ride's the one that we do the weekend before Memorial Day weekend, and that ride is generally 150 to 200 miles, depending on what roads we choose that day. And we start with 100 bikes, and then usually end with about 50. So, but some amazing roads we try to find and get people that live locally here that have never been on some of these roads. So try to make a good event for everybody.
And you do a great job on that too. I've enjoyed the times I've came up for it. It is a great ride.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. We like to showcase the fact that we like to ride. So
yeah, Bubba 1% said his stickers are on Lolo. He's up there a month ago. Got the new sign.
Who?
Bubba 1% are riding the distance.
I'll have to look at my picture. I have a picture of the sign.
Laugh, I'm not gonna make it to the Monster Bash this year, so I'm gonna plan on making it over to your ride, barring a scheduling at work issue.
Sure, you're welcome. And if you want to come up the night before and not have to leave at dark 30 to make it, you're welcome to crash here.
Nice.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming up. That'd be awesome.
I'm neighbors with you, Laugh. I mean, we live miles apart, and I'd just like to come ride with you again. And
yeah, anytime, just reach out. We'll we'll eat some asphalt.
Yeah.
There we go. So, well, guys, thank you for coming and hanging out and talking. It's a lot of fun, and getting ready for figuring things out for next year's already, and see what that will have in store for the 5-year run. Going to be interesting.
Yeah.
So there'll be no milepost this coming Sunday because Amy and I will be gone, but the following Sunday will be with Dr. Harley. So 154, that'll be a good time. So till then, guys, hey, have fun, ride safe. We will catch you all in the crossroads, and thanks everybody for tuning in.